We just pull up the thing that I made. The thing.
Breaking it down with backdoors and breaches.
We're breaking it down, but we're not actually breaking it down.
I'm in grandma mode, so I'm thinking big brown bear, blue bull. Have you read that?
That one, I think,
kids book.
isn't
Biking
that
back, pulling buzzards, biking backwards.
Wow, that's a different one than I was thinking. I was thinking the Eric Carle one.
Something or other. It's a lot of beasts. Berenstain Bears, I think that's what.
I don't think I've read Berenstain Bears in forever. Like, I have a child. This feels like I'm doing something wrong. So now I know. Now I know that I need to get some Berenstain
I think it's normal. I think it's normal. Yeah, I haven't read it, and I have a child, so yeah.
Okay. I'm glad to know I'm not completely out there now. So
I feel like you guys are guilting me. I don't read to my children.
my God.
I was going to ask, is it a good book for learning how to read? I'm trying to pick some of those up for myself. So
you don't have to be able to read if you got Google Homes nowadays. You're just like tell Google to read a story.
Exactly.
Yeah, true lazy parenting.
Play Taylor Swift all the time. Alexa, play Taylor Swift. Yeah, I don't know why.
Actually, I recorded myself reading books and turning the pages and put them online for. I have a 3-year-old grandson, so that saves
awesome.
me a lot of time because I can be like super high energy and do it really good once. I'm just like, okay, push play.
That's super
That's
wholesome
awesome.
though. That's
That's
adorable.
great.
Oh my God. Okay, well, we're starting to get a pretty decent amount of people, so I guess we can get started with like, the presentation part, which is just going to be a quick little overview of what we're actually doing, and then we'll get into it. So welcome. Hey guys, yay. Let's go ahead and start. Let's introduce some of our wonderful friends here. We've got Chuck, we've got Kellen, we've got me. These are our canaries. Hi. Kellen, if you want to start, you can do an intro if you want, or you can just say Thrunt. That's fine too.
Hello, my name is Kellen Benson. I am a senior Thrunter at Red Canary. I do security things. I've been here for about 2 years and been in information security for, oh gosh, a while. Math is hard, but yeah, that's me.
You're so old. So old. Been in this so long. You're so old. Look at you.
We're getting close to 10 years. It's weird.
We're like, as soon as you start reaching the 10-year mark, you start realizing that you're like mentally in the equivalency of like 55 or 60, and you're just like, done. Yeah. And that's me. So I guess I'll go. Hi, I'm Tess. I've been doing security things for at least 5 years. Honestly, I haven't been keeping track. I kind of lost track a little while ago. But I used to do a lot of MDR stuff. I was an analyst and I did some detection engineering, and now I work for the community team and we publish things that are hopefully helpful. We'll see.
They are.
Aw, that's so sweet. Hey Chuck, you go ahead.
So I never look at this photo of myself. And so in the time span of 4-ish years, I've got a lot more gray hair in the beard. So that's how long I've been here.
It adds.
Yep.
It adds. Well,
That was
we'll
solid.
accept.
That was solid, Chuck. That was really good.
That could mean like months or years, depending upon stress level. You left that really open-ended.
So on brand, it hurts.
Let it sit like that. Let people marinate.
Everybody just starts getting really, really like sad and like introspective. Wow, man, security is it's really rough. I don't think we're gonna start getting into an existential crisis. Anyway, those are our canaries. Let's go ahead and move on to our wonderful maintainers. Carrie, please go ahead.
Carrie Roberts, and I've been helping out with Atomic Red Team for probably about 3 years. I heard about it originally at a conference. I think Casey Smith had talked about it, and I thought it sounded super cool. I looked into it. I wanted it to do even more, so I started contributing, eventually became a maintainer. So I love to help other people get started. We have over 300 people who have contributed to Atomic Red Team, so it's exciting. Anyways, I also teach some classes for anti-siphon training and about attack emulation tools and PowerShell. And I'm here to play Backdoors and Breaches, which I've never played. I hear a lot about it and have never quite solidified what it is. So this will be good for all of us here today.
More fun when you're new to it. All right. Well, thanks. Go ahead, Josh.
Yeah, I'm Josh Rickard. I have been around Atomic Red Team since like 2018, I think. So pretty early on at Casey, I did some PowerShell stuff with it, and then kind of moved away from it a little while, and then moved into more of the Python side of it. So I released a lot of open source tools, things around Atomic Red Team. I think, Atomic Operator is probably the most recent one. It's a little in a weird state right now, but yeah, just other tools. And right now I'm a senior software engineer at AppOmni. So I just code all day is pretty much what I do.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Well, sweet. Those are our introductions. I think that's everyone. So let's go ahead and get into some of the rules. For those of you who aren't really familiar with Backdoors and Breaches, this is a tabletop of a tabletop. So literally the equivalent of a tabletop game, but for security practitioners, which is what makes it super fun. We have one person who's going to be our incident master or dungeon master, and then we have everybody else who's actually going to play and who's going to make decisions for what we do. So we have our attack cards. We're going to go over the types of cards. We have our attack cards, which are all going to start out hidden. We draw those, and you guys don't get to see them. I do. I will be the incident master of this playthrough. And these attack cards are going to basically outline what's happening in this scenario. Your job as players is to flip them over using your procedure cards. Your procedure cards are basically just going to be actions that you're going to play upon the attack cards. So that's how that works. And then, of course, we need to spice things up. We have our injects and our consultant cards. Injects are literally just random toss-in events to make things a little bit more interesting. If you miss 3 rolls on a d20, which you're going to roll a d20 every time you want to use a procedure card, every turn. If you miss a roll and you miss it 3 times in a row, then you get to pull an inject. And then there is a procedure card that allows you to call a consultant. And these consultant cards have different effects. Most of the time they're helpful. So there's that. And yeah, each turn, defenders are going to pick a procedure card. You guys are going to chatter amongst yourselves and probably fight a little bit. That appears to be where it devolves into just about every time. And then once you actually decide on a procedure card to play, you're going to roll a d20. And if it's above 10, then it's successful. You've officially done the thing. And if it's 10 or below, well, not so much. If it so turns out that one of these procedures is listed on one of the attack cards, you get to flip one of those cards, you get a little bit of a better picture of what's going on in your scenario. So that's pretty cool. That's a basic rundown. We're going to keep talking about it as we go through this whole deal, as we actually play. So don't worry if you didn't get everything. It's kind of complex, but you'll get the picture as we play. Oh, that's not good. Oh no. Oh boy. That's not good. That's not supposed to happen. All right. 1 second. There we go. That's better. Okay. So really quick, we have some pretty awesome stuff going on here. We have these expansion decks, and if you don't have one, you can get one. feel free to answer that poll question that probably just popped up for you. And if you want an expansion deck, we'll get you an expansion deck. Super cool. Now, if you're attending via Zoom, that's going to pop up. If you're attending via live stream, please type D20 into the chat. That's a free expansion deck. It's worth it, I promise. So I'm going to hold that up for a little while so everybody can go ahead and do that. It is 10 minutes after. Okay, just making sure. Man, I'm really bad at organizing time when it comes to these things. Most of the time I end up chattering until somebody kicks me off a stage or something. So
you're
like
good.
how it says
The poll question's live, so you can keep it going.
all right, so there's that. Yeah, that's my cute little presentation. Just ignore it. Let's go ahead and get playing. All right, so here we are. Welcome to the Thunderdome. So to get started, you guys, I'm going to give you a little bit of a rundown of what might be happening in this incident. But it's not very descriptive. It's really going to be seen from the outside. So let's see. We've got some weird reports from users talking about slow systems and difficulty loading things in their browsers. It seems as though it's pretty much browser-based. That's pretty odd. Not really sure what that whole deal's about. And to make it worse, some users are also reporting that their accounts were locked out for seemingly no reason at all. It seems like maybe there might have been too many attempts. Not sure what that whole deal's about. That's very weird. And of course, unfortunately, help desk is at a bit of a loss. They're seeing some of those failed password attempts, but they're not really sure what's going on. So yeah, it's up to you guys now. You got some procedures right down here. I want to note that these established procedures right up here are going to give you a +3 modifier onto anything you do. So you might want to go ahead and choose these if you're, I don't know, worried that you're going to hit a very bad roll. But any of these are valid. These other procedures don't give you a modifier, but take your pick, talk it over.
So we can do the established procedures anytime or every time, or
Any of these procedures. You can do established procedures at any time you want. You can do the other procedures anytime you want as well. You get 1 per turn.
Oh, 1 per turn. Okay.
So we have, go for it.
Probably some password spraying going
Yeah.
on since things are getting locked out and people
browser extension,
themselves
something like that, maybe.
aren't
Yeah.
doing it. We got browsers running slow.
Phishing, initial compromise. I would say that either, I don't know, endpoint security protection or firewall are both kind of in that, depending on your network, right?
Right.
So what about, I was thinking like server analysis and looking at the DCs to see where authentication was taking place and see if there's any trends there.
Would we want to go
Yeah.
along that same pathway though? Would we want to go with like UEBA or something like that to look for like weird user behavior? Like we're apparently getting account lockouts, so maybe we can find something where
Or you're
there.
yes.
Are you talking about the unicorn UEBA?
Yeah. The one that works.
Yeah.
Sometimes. I think.
Yeah, what do you all think?
I think we deployed it pretty well in our environment though, so maybe it'll yield some results.
Good plug.
You do get
Yeah,
the +3
I'm trying to
modifier
imagine,
on the
like,
other ones.
was it a password spray potentially done externally, which is what gave the internal access and then we're getting slow browsers, or is it we've got a compromise and after the compromise, the next step was password spraying? So I don't know.
Ooh,
I don't
true.
know which order, whether this is internal or external, or which accounts are they? I imagine your Active Directory account.
Yeah.
What is
I
it?
wasn't automatically leaping that it was the outside in just yet. And then even if it was something maybe internal to internal.
And it's also
know.
initial compromise is well, I guess that's just this. Well, I'm thinking the initial compromise, I guess. Like, it depends on where we want to in the chain, you know. That scenario, does that just, and this is maybe my lack of understanding, does that just cover one card, or does that cover the entire chain? The scenario you just given.
Oh, it covers the entire thing.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, that was
Plus-
our tip off into where do we go?
Yeah.
So I watched a little bit of the Black Hills webcasts about with them playing, but anyways, they talked about points of clarification versus actually playing a procedure card. So can we ask clarifying questions about the scenario you just told us?
You may.
And then potentially we have to play a card, but
I mean, you do.
yeah, eventually
You gotta play the game. I'm not gonna be like, no.
let's see. So we get, I'm looking through what we have here. So I'm thinking I want clarity on which accounts they are and if it's being logged into, or, you know, if the attempts are being external or internal and where from. Internal, you know, if there's an internal machine doing all of this.
Do you think UEBA would it be helpful for like browser slowdown, or I don't know if that's network congestion or proxy crap. I don't know.
I think it depends on the product. I think I've never really used one in real life, so.
But Kellen said it was deployed successfully.
Yeah, I like UEBA, and even talks about password spraying in the car.
Yeah.
But yeah, looking for why do we have a person trying to log in from the office and from another country?
Yeah.
And why it's the same location trying to log into all of our employees' accounts, etc.
Never mind how many false positives everybody gets with impossible travel alerts. Don't worry about that. But you know, in this case, we can be reasonably certain. This seems pretty weird.
Yeah, well, password spraying is usually pretty heavy. You know, you're hitting thousands of accounts.
I'm assuming in this case that well, I'm telling you now because I'm incident master, but no, in this case, you know, you may not have very well, we'll see if you have a good environment based on how your roles are, but your setting for lockout is probably pretty decent. I mean, we're not talking like a 3 attempt lockout. We're not monsters. So
okay. So I vote for UEBA card.
I was gonna say, should we do it?
Yeah,
And roll the D20 and see what fate has in store for us.
Which I just learned is this dice that I'm playing with. My new.
All right. So UEBA, it's like logging, but it actually works. You know the drill. Password sprays, impossible logons. Great job. Great job. Let's go ahead and roll that dice. Boop. Oh my God, you did it. Oh my God. Oh my God. It turns out that your analysts don't suck and can actually use UEBA in a pretty decent manner. So yeah, looks like you were successful in taking a look around. Let's see if you were successful in finding anything though. Oh boy.
I think she's asking her cat.
Yes, I am. Excuse me.
Consulting the Oracle.
Consulting the Oracle. So it turns out you actually were. Would you looky there? You guys were 100% correct. So nice to see. I love it. Yeah.
Boom.
So the attackers are starting a password spray against the rest of the organization from a compromised system. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge, compromised system. All right. So yeah, we're gonna see what's going on there. And let me go ahead and X this out so you guys know that you don't ever have to use that again because it's done. So yeah, there you go. All right. Well, what now? I mean, you've found some password spraying. That's pretty interesting. And so that's a little frightening. You've got some good logs of that password spraying going on. What do we do now?
So do we know
ahead.
the device it came from? we have like whether it's the server or a user device?
It seems like it's a user device.
Okay.
Yeah, we're seeing like we're seeing one user that's trying a whole lot of weird stuff.
It's interesting. You have endpoint security protection analysis and endpoint analysis.
So I think the difference there is endpoint analysis is like your dead box forensics type
Yeah.
of stuff. And then the other one is more like look at your AV hits,
Yeah.
if I remember
So-
correctly.
So we've got I love these descriptions so much. We know you have AV. Great. Do you actually get alerts and logs? Do you immediately review them, or do you simply turn it on and walk away while the network explodes like you're in a bad action movie? So in other words, yeah, AV, I guess. And then yeah, our endpoint analysis is actually detecting pretty much. So I suppose automated versus not. We can go with that.
Well, if we know we have a compromised host, it seems as though it would behoove us to examine that host.
So you're
But-
thinking the endpoint analysis?
I'm thinking so, rather than endpoint security protection analysis, because I don't think AV stuff is going to give us what we want here.
All right.
As much as we love AV logs,
Or we could do something entirely different. We could do some
No, I
cyber
agree with
deception. Do some
At some
cyber
point-
deception.
cyber
Yeah.
deception, which
Lay
by
out
the
some-
way, I got to pull this up because it's hilarious. The attackers go after one of your deception technologies. This could be a word web bug, honey account, or a full-blown honeypot. That's cyber deception. And yes, it is a meme. So
I don't know. I'm saying that we could leverage our cyber deception to catch this attacker.
Or cyber deception. Jesus. Well, I mean,
Yeah, we could, because we could make it a really easy password to guess, and then we could see what they do when they log in. But this is the first of many times I'll bring up, maybe we want to call a consultant, because there's a good card in there that I'm hoping uncover.
We might be in over our head at this point. I think we may need some outside help.
the entire
Okay.
security team panicked the second they saw password spring. Jeez.
Panic is the first step, Tess.
Panic is the first step. Oh crap.
Then we have to contain.
Are you guys really pulling call a consultant this early? Are you
I
guys
mean,
this weak?
I'm just warming up the crowd, so at some
Wait,
point-
I think we have the budget for it.
I think we had the budget.
We might have some credit. We might have some credits left over from a previous engagement,
Oh, well. Burn. Yeah, I don't know. I think endpoint, honestly.
Oh, we
All
have some backlash
But-
here. I see.
But can we call the consultant? Like, I thought we had to do like 3 strikes or something.
Yeah,
but is
You
that
can
not-
injects
Oh, okay.
injects or
can
that,
just do
but call a
whatever. Oh, okay.
consultant is whatever the
Okay.
hell you want. Yeah.
But that takes up our turn, and we have 10 turns, right?
This is true. You have 9 remaining.
But in terms of the game and less about
Yeah.
IR, you get like sometimes a +3 modifier that applies for a while, right? So that could be helpful.
It only applies for this role. So this one, the single card, right?
Well,
You get +3.
if we call the consultant, do we still pick a procedure besides that, or for this turn? Or
No.
You might get lucky. Sometimes the consultant card will allow you to actually flip. Yeah. So
Should we try to endpoint analysis ourselves, and then if we fail, call in a consultant?
that's
Think
reasonable.
that's-
And if we succeed, we could like bring in Cafe Rio for the rest of the week with that budget we saved.
Right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
there you go.
There you go.
Priorities.
Yeah,
Thanks
that's
so much for saving us millions of dollars, guys. Have a pizza party.
Woo.
All
You
right.
can go to a training.
We can go to a training, but a single training. Maybe it's an anti-siphon training. Ding. Hey.
okay. Yeah, I'll
All
go
right.
for input analysis.
I think that sounds like a pretty unanimous endpoint analysis. Let's go ahead and take a look at that card
it.
again. Yeah, this one's a little bit more of a manual check on endpoints. Bring in that local operator and hope for the best. You have no modifiers on it. Let's go ahead and roll the dice. Failure.
What?
Failure.
You rolled a 10. Oh, so close.
So close. So the other thing is that any card that you play that isn't successful doesn't just go away. You can get it back after 3 turns. So you can try it again. Oh, it's not called consult. There we go. Oh yeah, you can do that again. You just gotta wait for a little while. So yeah, turns out the person that you assigned to endpoint analysis was not trained in this, and we're not really sure why they were hired on. They were pretty bad. They didn't really even know what they were looking for. It seemed like they were just really happy playing Minesweeper. So that's what you have to deal with now.
I thought it was mining Bitcoin, but
Mining Bitcoin. No, see, that would probably be an actual attack.
yeah.
They couldn't even figure that out. They couldn't even figure out how to install the miner.
Oh.
What the hell?
Dang.
So sorry, but I'm
Dang.
afraid that didn't
Well,
work out so
We
hot.
do our own analysis by reviewing the Steam logs. Get an idea of
Yeah.
where they're
That's where-
succeeding in finding
Yeah.
passwords and where they're going once they find the passwords.
Thoughts, opinions. Yeah. Mhm.
Yeah.
Ride.
I mean, if we don't want to call a consultant.
We could try the sim. I
Yeah, we can
worry
try sim.
I worry if our sim is set up properly, but we can give it a go.
That's always the question. That is.
You don't sound very confident in this, Kellen.
I don't know, Chuck. Did we set up the sim right? Did we forward the logs? Did we pay our bill for all the
Probably not.
information we're sending in?
That sinfully large AWS bill.
Yep.
That simply
well,
large insert vendor bill here for all those logs. Who's gonna carry them?
Chuck, you better be right.
All right,
Yeah.
let's.
I mean, you could do network analysis, right?
We could just we could look for
Because they said it was all in the browser, right? It wasn't. That was the original.
It
Was it
seemed
all in
like
the
some
browser?
slowness in the browser according to the users, but I mean,
Oh,
you know
okay.
how much you can
Just
trust
from-
users.
Okay.
Blame DNS. I heard network. It's DNS.
Always
right off the
DNS.
bat.
Honestly,
every
let's
time.
wrap it there. Call it DNS. Let's have the
It's
lunch.
DNS. Let's go get lunch.
Yeah.
Network team, get on that.
Handle it. All right. Well, what do we want to do? We like network. We like Seam.
I think we should
I like
roll for
sim.
sim. Yeah,
Yeah.
let's roll for that and see if we can make the magic happen.
Objections?
Well,
Nope.
here's the thing.
Oh,
I have
boy.
an objection. I know. So we know it's this device that started it all. I say we just go to the consultant and let them figure it out for us.
But we could save some time with that. We could just say, hey, I don't want to do forensics, you do it.
We do get the +3 modifier.
Once again, we call in the poor folks who are like actually contractors and actually like totally overrun with work. We're just sitting here like fiddling with fidget spinners, going like, yeah, I don't know if I really want to do that. All right. Well, call a consultant. Any objections?
Let's do it.
All right.
Yeah.
Sweet. For call a consultant with a +3 modifier, let's go ahead and roll. Huh.
Oh,
The consultant
failed.
is really not feeling it. Yeah, no, the consultant is tired of your crap. Consultant
We-
decided to leave.
Where's the consultant card?
We failed to call a consultant. This is bad.
Oh, you have to roll the dice to see if you get to call the consultant.
You're correct.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh,
Yeah.
And
He was
what?
out of office.
Did we have
Yeah,
the wrong
it's
phone
bad.
number on our contact information? We haven't updated
No,
our...
I think they were really just tired of your crap.
Okay, cool. Our incident
They
response
just didn't answer.
Our
I was-
IR plan was way out of date. It
That's what
just
I was
too
worried
far out of
about.
date.
was like our IRP bad, like contact sheet is...
Yeah, it's just
I think in
Then,
this point, the consultant's actually been off the job for 3 years and you've been calling them and they're just really tired of it and they finally blocked you. Nobody knew. They didn't really give any indication, but you know, they actually haven't been here for a while. So that kind of sucks. Well,
I'm almost ready for crisis management at this point. This is
Well, I am not feeling like I'm in a crisis yet. I don't feel the need to like, you know, sell things and buy a fancy car. We're not there yet.
It's pretty early.
Okay.
We can still go with our established procedures. We've got another endpoint one there. And that comes with the +3, right?
it does indeed.
we need all the help we can
Sure.
get.
Sure.
All right.
All right.
Let's endpoint security protection analysis. So in other words, we're going to go ahead and shove this all off onto the AV vendor. Let's go ahead and roll the dice. We have a +3 modifiers. This is an established procedure.
Good logs. Good
Oh my
logs.
god!
Whoa.
Oh my god! You did it! Oh geez, you got to be kidding me! Didn't
Great
think that would ever
success.
happen. So yeah, let's go ahead and see if you actually got anything. Because you know, oh well, it turns out you actually did. Huh? That's weird.
Oh, nice.
So I want to note, one procedure can only turn one card. So you may have hit on a couple of cards. You may have hit on a couple of attacks in your scenario, but you only really uncovered one. You guys are really bad at like actually continuing to look after you find a thing. You got to do depth analysis in depth.
You could have stopped it really bad. That would
Yeah.
have been fair.
No.
You're saying we need persistence? This is what you're saying? Sorry.
So yeah, oh my god, it's social engineering. Who would have guessed? Yeah, so somebody kind of just offhand mentioned, yeah, that's right. I got this call, you know, it was a little while ago. I got a call from this guy, and like it was really weird because almost any time he said something that was like mildly important, I would hear like very light laughter in the background, you know, and I thought that was kind of weird, but I just gave all that information anyways. You know, they were asking all about like my browser and stuff, and you know, I just thought they were really interested. I thought that was really cool, like that somebody would actually care enough to ask me these questions about my job. That's what this person was saying. So yeah, turns out they were able to get some pretty good information. Looks like they managed to get a machine password. So that's good, huh?
Okay.
I mean, so we still feel good though. The scope is that device, correct? And potentially anything that's on the device.
Mm-hmm. We have the spray though coming from the device. And we don't know if there's been like successful attempts. Should we do a network analysis, like to see what
Lateral
else
movement?
yeah, see if there is lateral movement. Rita goes pretty hard at
Yeah.
detecting that sort of thing.
Can we not just isolate the box and stop the bleeding and then do that?
But you
Yeah.
know how far it's gone.
But we don't know. Okay, so I'm gonna meta game here for a second. Isolating the box doesn't actually have an impact on uncovering cards. It's just like a step you can take, and it's meant to be there to like spur discussion during the game. But from a gameplay perspective, isolate the box will never flip over an attack card. That's
Now we need to make it do that. Like we
Now-
need to figure out a way.
Well, how do you
you've
know it's
had-
a step? Because I don't see it anywhere.
Yeah.
Where's isolate a box?
Oh, is it not a procedure? I thought it was.
I think it is. I think we just didn't draw it this time.
Okay.
I can't really remember.
Or-
I think
Okay.
Or they removed it because it was in V1 and it didn't actually uncover anything. It was meant to be more of a talking point.
it's a little evil.
Yeah.
But I mean, this game isn't fair. So
There's also another card like that, and I will strongly discourage us from using it if it comes into discussion.
oh, you mean it's not cyber deception?
It's not cyber deception. I think we should do cyber deception every time. We will find out their true motives. We'll uncover them. We'll figure out where they live. We'll hack back. You know, the whole thing.
You're
We
gonna
won't
get their
hack.
IP and swap them. Jeez.
No,
Calm
no.
down.
We're gonna send them a glitter bomb.
Oh, that's much worse.
Yeah. I think we should use cyber deception to send them a glitter bomb. No, but in all seriousness, I think network is a good move.
I was
here.
thinking memory analysis.
Ooh, we could do
Ooh.
memory analysis.
Oh, I'm getting fancy.
Yeah, pull that remote memory and start doing some analysis from that.
Yeah, and review that for possible malicious activity, or you could
Yep.
go with network thrunting, which is does your organization capture and review network
I
traffic?
mean-
Good. Do you know how to parse and review it? Is that process documented, or do you just run Zeek reader security on your own because cool kids are doing it? It's a good card. It's a really good card.
Whoever wrote these, great job. I don't care. Either one.
So I think
do you all
like
think?
the network one will give you the information about lateral movement and then potentially C2 and exfil. So
That's
I'm
true. We
hearing-
get
I was thinking
get double-
we would get the persistence pieces of it,
Yeah.
but I don't know if that's going to be on a server or that endpoint only or what. So yeah, either way. I mean, I think threat hunting, you're probably going to catch, the C2 or the XO, hopefully.
Look at
The-
you wonderful thrunters.
The network is kind of what are they doing off the box, but seems like we would be starting with what do we see them doing on the box, and then we'd follow that up with the network
Hmm.
one.
you sounded
because it would-
confident. I say we go with that.
yeah, I'm into that.
All
You
right.
convinced me.
Cool.
Yeah.
All right, let's go again. Go ahead and
Ooh.
give her a thrunt. Oh my god, you did it.
Hey.
Oh,
Yay.
we are so successful. I
You
love
thrunted
this.
so well. You guys are so good at thrunting. You know, it turns out that you guys actually do know how to use elk. Ah, man, you and no one else. And as you're digging through, you find some really, really weird stuff. Wow, they're bouncing all sorts of crap off of legitimate systems. That's really weird. We're doing some domain fronting, C2. Yeah, so that explains the slowness. I mean, it seems as though just about everybody's having a bunch of crap running off their machine. All sorts of weird network traffic.
Good old Cobalt strike.
Wait, did you just say there's stuff happening on multiple endpoints now?
Oh, these are reports from multiple machines. Yeah. The browser
true.
slowness, remember?
That's true. We did have browser slowness across everyone. Granted, it could just be people complaining,
When isn't it?
but it makes
So-
sense now.
That's the
That we-
problem. I mean, how often do you hear users complaining, my browser is slow? It's literally every day.
Can we call a consultant yet?
You need one more turn. But
Ah,
you did get some of your other stuff bumped off. You can continue to use some other things that you failed at. You got lots of other stuff to take a look at here.
Let's have the new guy do some endpoint analysis.
New guy. I mean, you
Not-
might not
not
want
that
this to be
last-
the new guy again. Like
the new guy.
I mean, the other guy, the guy that didn't fail us last time.
well,
So
that's
we're
a good idea. Like
we
you
are
know.
on persistence, so that endpoint
Yeah.
analysis would make sense there.
Yep.
Unless they have persistence through some other means, but I feel like that endpoint analysis would get us to what we're looking for.
Unless they're pulling some sick trick flip and doing some sort of weird persistence off machine. So, you know,
Yeah,
Using group policy for persistence. There you go.
yeah. Oh gosh. Then we have other problems.
Yeah,
Yikes.
that's what I was thinking server analysis, but then
Yeah.
because most of they're all controlling or they're all calling out. They're all doing password spraying, right? Or is it just one system where all of them are doing it? Or reports?
well, the reports. We'll need to go to the reports. Well, it seems like it might have come off of a couple of other systems a little later on, but you can't really be sure. I mean, password lockouts,
Yikes. Okay, so it could be multiple machines.
Or
Do
the
we
creds
know-
were used on the one box.
That's what I was asked. I was going to ask. Clarifying question. Do we know if it's one account or multiple accounts that are the source?
Yeah.
Oh, it is a machine. It's a machine account.
Isn't that what you said earlier? Like they compromised some sort of an account, like it was a system account, or
It was a single user. I mean, they got their
okay.
password from some social engineering, and
Okay.
seems
Oh,
like
okay.
seems like maybe possibly they might have gotten access to some other goodies from that.
Mhm.
Yeah.
shared
Okay.
admin.
So we should, outside the scope of the game, we should kill that user's active sessions and roll creds. But that's just normal incident response things.
Oh yeah, we might be a little past that now, I'm
Yeah.
afraid. That's more of a thing that we're making help desk do.
Yeah.
I say we
Yeah.
do endpoint analysis
Endpoint.
and so we can free up our consultant card.
Yeah.
Yeah. There you
If
go.
Interesting.
If we fail at
Yes.
endpoint, we should do memory
Consultant.
because why not?
Oh, there
Okay.
you go.
Well,
All done. Do it.
suppose that's an option. Let's go ahead and take this off. And I have no more X's. And then yeah, we're doing endpoint analysis. Let's see if you guys are successful.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, you guys did it. It's so amazing. Well,
Front.
after a little bit of look
Okay.
at some
Yeah.
suspect endpoints, took a look at some of those logs and went, geez, look at all these. I mean, we've got our initial system, but we got some more stuff in here that's starting to ping off some passwords. Well, it turns out that there was some really, really funky persistence going on. There's some application shimming using the application compatibility toolkit to trick applications into not seeing ports, directories, files, and services. So yeah, there was a cute little service sitting back there in the background, and it looked entirely normal until we actually took a deeper look with our eyes. You did it. That's a
Nice.
successful game. You just revealed all cards.
Oh,
Yeah.
man, we didn't get to play consultant.
You
card.
didn't get to play a consultant.
Wait, can we call a consultant just to verify that we did everything right?
Yeah, there we go.
May as
We still
well.
got 4 turns left.
Yeah.
need
Oh my
consultant to
gosh,
clean
you
everything
guys
up.
did amazing. That's actually like one of the faster ones I've seen. It's really difficult. Let me see if I can remember how to call a consultant. I'm not remembering from the web app. Is it in Injex? No, maybe. No. Oh Jesus.
I think it's scenario tools.
Is it? So, well, that's scenario tools. That's the problem.
Oh,
I don't know. I don't remember. Do I do it from here? No, I don't.
where'd it
Where'd I do this?
go?
I know, that's the question. I thought it was in here.
Starting
What's going
edition,
on?
Injects, add-on
Maybe it is
solution.
under Injex. No, it's not.
No.
Start it. No, it's not starting
No.
condition. Oh my gosh, where is it? That's bizarre. That's
It's-
not supposed to happen.
Wait. No. Roll die, add extra turn, remove turn.
See, I thought it used to be from just from right here in scenario.
I thought it
tools.
was.
I think I'm going crazy. Chat, help. No. Geez. Well,
Random, custom, flip scenario, add-on scenario.
oh yeah, it's like none of these. This is really weird.
What's add-on scenario do? Here we are
Add-on
struggling to use our app.
Well, add-on scenario adds on more our own this is how it
Oh.
works with anything even remotely IT related. It adds on another scenario card.
Maybe it's just under random
that's-
tools.
Yeah. could be random.
randomizes the whole thing,
Ah,
randomizes the whole game.
What's the solution?
Solution reveals the solution. So like,
Play
that.
online.
Okay.
yeah, it's pretty cool.
I'm looking it
If
up
you
on
guys
my end.
wanted an idea of how the web application works, this is how it works. It's actually pretty cool. It's just, yeah, we're having trouble finding our consultants. I'm not really sure why I'm having trouble finding the consultants. Am I covering it up? No, not.
Yeah, I don't know what happened.
That's bizarre. I thought it was
I-
right there.
I thought it was too.
I literally, I think I did this like yesterday, and I'm very confused as to what happened. Add-on solution? No. Oops. See, I thought it would be under Injex. This is really weird. No. Oh man, that's not fun.
Hmm.
Oh, solution might be. No, it's not solution.
No, I wonder if
Oh,
it
geez.
disappeared. I know this project is on GitHub, so maybe there is a change.
It is entirely possible. This is very sad. This is a sad moment. Notes. No.
That's very odd.
No, I'm sad now.
Uh,
Well,
It may
jeez.
someone actually, Gary said in the chat, it may disappear once you finish. I don't know.
Oh.
No, I don't think so.
No, I mean,
Random. Yeah, no, it looks like the
It's not
button
there.
is just straight up. Oh, wait, hold up.
Wait,
It's
I thought
on
something moved.
this one. So when I click, so if I go to like the main webpage
Yeah.
of like blackhillsinfo.com/projects/backdoors and breaches. And if you click the play online button and you scroll down and you click the Red Canary expansion deck,
Mhm.
you do get a consultant button.
What is happening? This is so weird. Oh, we found a bug live on stream. Everybody clap.
Well, I think it's because the base game doesn't have consultants, so you have to pick an expansion deck.
this is the expansion.
Oh, weird.
Yeah, this is Red Canary expansion. So
Maybe you're
maybe it's
you're-
borked. Maybe I borked it. I'm really good at that.
works on my computer.
Let me go ahead and pull this again and then see if we can. Where's the button?
Well,
What is happening?
I mean, hopefully this was helpful to everybody who joined up though, to see like how the game actually plays out, and like, you know, you can kind of understand what the flow of the game looks like, the types of conversations it can spur. I think that's one of the neat parts about this game is like you can just play the game, but like you can like have conversations about what the actual IR process would be in the scenario.
yeah.
Well, that and it's faster than a normal tabletop, and not as problematic and accusatory.
Exactly. Like you could.
Oh my god. I think I might have figured out what might have caused it.
Like this could easily be like, you know,
no.
buy some pizza, sit down with the team and like jam for an hour, and like, you know, it's fun, it's pretty lighthearted, like, and it gets you thinking. The other thing I really like is it's good for people who are newer in cybersecurity too, because like all the cards have information about like what open source tools you can use to do the thing.
Yep.
Yeah.
So
Except call consultant. There's no open source tools for that. Sorry.
No, we're not allowed to. So it turns out that this appears to be a bug because I just switched over. I'm going to switch over to yet another, like I switched over to core just now.
Yeah.
And keep an eye on the bottom right because it comes up and then it very quickly goes away. See that? That's weird.
Why? Mine doesn't do that.
I don't know. I thought that it was one of my browser plugins, but I don't have any that would be doing that right now that I know of. So that's kind of fun. Yeah, it's probably a clear cache, but well, I can always
Zoom out a little bit.
good point. Good point.
That might be part of it too.
Oh my gosh, wait, is this really a thing?
Control 0 or Command 0. You're on a Mac. Yep, there it is.
No, wait again.
Geez.
What the heck?
Oh,
Oh man, I love it when we get to solve a problem live on stream. This is my favorite consultant toggle.
You could right click and go to tools if you really want to go into the browser tools and network.
Yeah,
and,
you could
know,
hit the
Chrome dev
Oh
tools.
god. No,
You
I'm
can
not
hit-
I'm not doing this live.
Yeah,
I'm not doing it live. Like I said, I'm not a glutton for punishment. I don't
Alright.
do things live. This is like the extent of where I'll go to.
you don't want to hit the hack it
I agree
live
with
button.
Kellen. It does get you thinking, outside of as an individual contributor, I get really like so focused and I don't back up and like sometimes think about things broadly like this. And it did make me think of a lot of great things. So I thought that was cool.
Yeah.
It's
How
also
many?
neat because
Yeah.
you can run it
Oh.
with like non-practitioners as well, and just be like, you can talk about the impact it would have from a non-technical perspective and work through it with like the business side of things too.
Yeah, this oops, yeah, I screwed that up.
Yeah.
This is one of the things that's really cool. I originally played this with a group that was not super security-y. Like I played this like my second or third time, and that was the first time that I played as incident master, and they were kind of floored by it because we were talking about all sorts of strange things in their environment that they were like, yeah, I never really thought about it like that. Is that really a thing that can happen? And I'm like, yeah, it's a thing, and it did cause like a real procedure change. Like that's what happens. That's how cool it can be. So
I find, I'm not in a traditional like IR role anymore, or an analyst role, but man, having something like this when I would have been awesome, just to kind of start that conversation, just like have those kind of play, man, do it over lunch with your friends or your coworkers or whatever, and just kind of run through it. It's like, an hour of playing that you talk about a lot of cool situations in tech. Maybe you don't even have network experience, and this kind of brings it to the forefront. So that's kind of like why I first started with the Atomic Red team, was because, man, it's a tool, yeah, for emulation and everything, but it's also a learning experience for a lot of people. Like, you learn how techniques work, you learn how different ways an attacker can attack. Same with backdoors and breaches. It's a learning tool. So sorry for my soapbox not standing, but
it's also great for a knight just completing an actual incident and just wanting to absolutely destroy a figurative incident, so you're not beating up all of the people you worked with the day before. It's great. So yeah, no, it's really fun. I was messing around with it at DEF CON this year, and there were people who thought it was just a fun and dandy little game, just straight away, not even involving the actual incident response and like sort of that sort of part of it. So it's just a good game.
Yeah. There's a lot of information on those cards. Like, a lot of people, if you're especially new to security, you probably don't know what these tools are, but they're all right there, and they have links and everything. I was actually, because I've heard of it, and I played around, but I haven't really like looked into detail at the cards, like the individual ones. But before this webinar, I read through them all, and yeah, there's a lot of cool information in there.
So like
Yeah.
taking a look just at like the UEBA one, like you've got a list of some really common tools for UEBA, and then you have a couple of sources here at the bottom of the card that are like, oh yeah, this is something that might be very interesting for you to take a look at. A lot of them are related to the tools. Sometimes they're not, though. We have some that are a part of the expansion deck, like in fact, I believe a lot of the attack cards also have some. Yeah, so like here's a good example. You've got an external cloud access card. You've got some tools for specifically finding that. Truffle Hog's a great example. That's a really well-loved one. And you've got some links at the bottom so you can take a closer look at them if you want to. It's a great learning tool in full.
Definitely. Yeah, there's I don't know if it's in the expansion deck, but I know there are some that are specific to Atomic Red Team too, right? Like throughout.
There are several.
Yeah.
There were many where I just said, aw heck, and I just like spammed Atomic Red Team onto them because I realized they were ones that we covered. So
That's cool.
I mean, I wonder if we could just literally wow, some of these are really good. Oh my gosh, this is one of the Red Canary expansion deck ones. This is one of my favorites. But there are a couple that are Atomic Red Team, and they're really, really cool. So, those of you in chat who might play pretty soon, you may end up pulling an Atomic Red Team card. It's pretty sweet. Wonder if we can get that permanently added as a procedure card.
Ooh, yeah. Emulation. Yeah.
Yeah, direct emulation. Yeah, it turns out when you emulated, you found that Found that you had some pretty big gaps. Yeah, that'd be sweet. But
That's
they'd have
that's
to
a
do a
good
bunch
one.
of revisions of the decks too. So, but well, anyway, that's pretty sweet. I think we're coming up to the end. We're actually 5 minutes away. We did a pretty darn good job of staying within time. Usually, again, I go over and somebody throws me off the stage. So to all of you who have joined us in live stream and in Zoom, thank you so much. Really appreciate it. It's really nice to have you. And make sure that on your way out, you pick up one of the decks, either put it into, let me pull up the slide again. Give me a minute. There you go. Yeah, if you're in Zoom, answer that poll question. You should, I think it might have gone away by now. I have no idea. And then if you're in the live stream, type D20 into the chat if you haven't already. We're gonna go through, we're gonna find you, and then we're gonna send you some cards. It's a good time. So thanks, guys. I really appreciate it.
Awesome.
It was fun. Thank y'all.
Yeah,
Thank you.
yeah, it was a lot of fun.
All right.